Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after dying 700 fucking times on ground zero in the streets, I am rather gonna do it here. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this is like me trying to record this. This is probably like the 40th, 50th time of recording this, and it's quite ridiculous. As you can see, I'm doing 120 FPS right now at this very moment. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna put my headset on. I don't want to get shot by a scav again. Anyways, so this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna press escape and then go here and go to graphics again. So this is where you want your LOD, level of detail, to be. You want it to be at 2.5. I don't care if you're playing this on a fucking graphics card, the equivalent to a calculator. If you can play this game, put it at 2.5. Do not, I repeat, do not put this at 2. Your game's going to look like absolute fucking dog shit. So you're going to leave it like this and you should be fine. Then, something I want to point out is this over here. The overall visibility. Now, overall visibility is also the distance of how far you can see. Alright, I have mine at 1500. This is how I like my game, okay? How I play my game. It's my own personal preference. Everyone has their own personal preference on what they're going to choose inside here. And, yeah. Seriously, this is a hefty one, this, just in general. These settings inside here. Quite hefty, because every single person has their own competitive settings. But I can give you my settings that I prefer to play with my rig. Alright, now I have a lot of friends that's playing this game with decent computers, actually really good computers as well, and they are also struggling with this latest update. Bear in mind, it is Escape from Tarkov, and they are working on, obviously, removing the snow eventually. It's going to be removed, because the snow is actually impacting FPS for a lot of people. Especially if you're on a lower gen graphics card or you are on a lower gen CPU, or you have in general like 16 gigs of RAM. You could play this game before this new update. You could play this game on 16 gigs of RAM and you should be fine. And then obviously just have like, you know, your automatic RAM cleaner, have it on. But anyway, so I'm kind of getting off topic here. So overall visibility, I have mine at 1500. So I'm just going to push this up to 3000 and save it. And stand like this. Now, as you can see, I drastically decreased FPS, but then it climbs up again, right? So now if I start, like, zooming in to places... Now, this is quite a stupid example, because I don't have a sniper on me right now. But I'm just going to run forward and just make an example to you. So I'm going to run here quickly. Just want to get a spot that I can make this so you guys can understand what I mean by this shit. Okay, so car lights, right? Car lights. All right, cool. Okay. Anyways, this here, this fence. Okay, cool. Right. So now I'm gonna stand just like this. Okay, so you can see the car lights, you can see this fence, and I'm gonna show you what happens when you turn everything to the lowest, because a lot of people think that turning everything to low is how you boost FPS in general in games. So, like Tarkov, you put everything on low, you should be good to go, FPS should be fine, and games should be good. No, that's not how this works. Don't fucking listen to people that tell you to do that. Right, so I'm going to change that to 2. I'm going to change that to 400. I'm going to leave this at low right now, and I'm going to put this off, which I highly don't recommend you do, because I would rather tear out my own fucking eyeballs. So this one over here, I have this here, alright? Then I have this at colored ultra at the very moment. It's at the highest it can go to. I'm just going to put this off quickly. I'm going to put this off. I'm going to put this off, and I'm going to put this off. All right, and I'm going to save these settings, and I'm going to press escape. As you can see, the game absolutely started looking like Doom 3D, and yeah. Now it is extremely sharp. Some people might like this. Some people don't. Most of the people out there is not going to like this. I mean, that looks like absolute fucking dog shit. I mean, yeah, you could see characters easier. A lot of people like these sharp-ass games and stuff like that. A lot of people do like it. This just looks like absolute shit to me. I mean, I don't like this. I don't. That's like bothering me. Okay, so I'm just going to stand here again. Let's do this. Let me show you what you're going to need to do. So, having this at 2.5, like I said, and having just this at 1500 and saving that and pressing escape does absolutely nothing. As you can see, it did nothing, right? There's no difference. Nothing happened, right? Looks like shit, looks like shit, looks like shit. Fucking everything looks like shit, right? This is okay. I mean, my feet. I mean, I'm not going to shoot my own feet. I'm going to be looking for players. But anyways, this still looks like absolute dog shit. So, what I highly recommend you do is you come to settings, come to graphics. You have this at 2.5, 1500 over here. The clouds is something I just want to mention is this. Clouds, you can actually go ahead and put it high, right? You are not going to see a player flying around in a helicopter or something like that. Some miracle shit's not going to happen like that in a game. Unless you're looking up at a mountain at some dude sniping you. I mean, you are eventually maybe going to run in a scenario like that where you are at the bottom of a mountain and there's a dude on top of the mountain, and I mean it's maybe nighttime or even daytime. And this is like the clouds. Okay, now I don't really care how the clouds look. I honestly fucking don't. I don't know who cares. Maybe there is people that care about it. Like I said, everyone has their own personal preference. Okay, so me, I have it at low. I don't need to see the fucking clouds. I don't use it. All right. Then we have anti-aliasing, and a lot of people in general intend to turn this off, and I don't recommend that you do, because the sharpness that you just saw in my game is because of this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put it at TAA, right? And I'm going to save it, and I'm press escape. Can you see that the sharpness went away now? This looks so much better. That looks so much better right now. Looks good. FPS is still exactly the same. And yeah, so what I would recommend is not turning that the fuck off. Because a lot of people intend to just turn everything low and off to get the maximum performance out of the game. No, this is not how Tarkov works. It's not how any fucking game works. You don't just put shit on low and then think that your game's going to run perfectly fine. No. Number one, it's going to make the game look like absolute dog shit. Number two, it's going to hurt your eyes when you're playing the game. And you're not going to enjoy the fucking game. You want to be able to enjoy the game while you're playing it. And then also you want to be able to see things. You don't want jagged edges and shit like that. So a lot of people will choose between these two, right? So it's going to be FXAA or it's going to be TAA, right? This is what people run on this game. So this is this option over here. Now you can see it's sharp again, right? So I'm going to change this now back. It's quite sharp. Depending how you like it. There's a scav by me. Why is he tired? I don't have time for you guys. Like, honestly, I'm trying to make a video here. And all. Anyways, so fuck, every game, like, dude, I'm trying to make a video for you guys, like, so that you can get the best settings out of this video. And I just get swarmed by scavs. I just shot those two scavs now, so I'm gonna get swarmed as fuck. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's try and get over this. Let's try and not die. Anyways, so what I would recommend is you come here, right? And you put this at TAA. I highly recommend leaving this here. Unless you like the sharpness of the game, then you can go ahead and change it to this one over here. Just don't put this off. Your game's going to look like absolute fucking dog shit, and you don't want that. I don't think anyone wants that, right? So TAA is the best one out of this, unless you want to go to TAA high, which I had my game on, by the way. It does tank a little bit of FPS. So if you are not GPU bound, and you've got a really hefty GPU or decent enough GPU, let's say it's an RTX card, like a 30 series or 40 series, or even, I don't know, if you got your hands on a 5000 series card, you could be running TAA on high, and it should be fine. Now, obviously, an RTX card, 30 series and 40 series, you're going to have the equivalent on an AMD side. You need to have an equivalent card. Don't have something like, I don't know, RX 6600, for instance, and be like, ooh, I can put this at TAA high. No, don't do that. Rather just have this at TAA, and you should be fine. You can even get away with this. depending on if you want the game to be like, you know, sharp. So TA over here, and you should be fine. Now, obviously, DLSS is an upscaling, and this is only for RTX cards, by the way. So if you're an NVIDIA user and you have an RTX graphics card, so obviously a 30 series and a 40 series, and obviously now the new 5000 series, that's art. If you have a card like that, you can go ahead and use these, right? You can literally go ahead and use these. But what this does is it's going to basically make your game's native resolution go away and try and make your game look a little bit better. Okay, so you won't be running native anymore. So if you're playing your game at 1080p, 1440p, I don't know. I don't think anyone's playing this game at fucking 4K. But let's just make an example. You are playing this game at 1080p or 1440p, and you want to start using these. Okay, what's going to happen is, let's just say I want to put this at balance because I want more performance out of my game, and now you can see that this plays along with us. It plays along with anti-aliasing. So I'm going to save this now, and then press escape. As you can see, the game basically looks exactly the fucking same. I'm actually doing less frames, and oh my god, really, dude. Come on. Anyways, fuck off. So, like I said, I'm going to get swarmed by scavs now. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me just fucking reload my gun because I don't want to get swarmed by scavs while I'm making a fucking video. This is great. It's an offline mode, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, let me try my best here. So, if you go to settings and you go to graphics and you come inside here and you have this at balance, what it's doing is it's actually changing your resolution. So, it's making it actually worse. And I hear another scav. Oh my god. I'm gonna get swarmed. So, what that setting is doing... Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, about this. But you know, this is Tarkov, so... Yeah. What this is doing is actually in decreasing the resolution. So, it can hit it by 30%, 40%, all the way to like 70% of your resolution and dip it down. So, you will start, you know, running your game at a lower resolution. So, I don't use this at all. I leave it off. Add this a TAA and do the actual resolution that I want to be doing. I can't play my game at 4K. I'm obviously not going to do that because who the fuck in their right mind is going to play Tarkov at 4K? Anyways, so I don't use this at all. But you can go ahead and use it if you want to. This is especially if you are a person that has a really good GPU, like you have a RTX card, but you don't have the best of CPUs, right? Then you can go ahead and go here and then go to quality or balance. It's your own personal preference, right? Then you get AMD FSR 2.2. I don't recommend this option at all. I would rather recommend AMD FSR 3.0, right? So here you can go with like ultra performance and then save this. And I'm just going to go out. And as you can see, the game now starts looking like dog shit again. And here comes another scav. Honestly, look, I can't even see the scav. Are you're not dead? I'm hitting you in the face. Hello? Oh, wow, okay. This looks like absolute fucking dog shit. This is just literally me live changing my settings. So you guys can actually see what the fuck's going on. So you can use AMD FSR on an NVIDIA card. It's not impossible, okay? So I have mine off. I'd rather have mine off, okay? So that was me using ultra performance. The game's obviously going to look like absolute fucking dog shit because I'm using ultra performance. But if I go to quality and I save this and I go back, the game still looks kind of okay. But I would rather do my native resolution. So that's an upscaling. These are upscalings. You don't want to use this. You want to use your native resolution and have your native resolution running. Okay, so I'm just going to save this and then go back into my game. This is my native resolution right now at this very moment. I'm just going to reload my gun once again. All right, and this is my native resolution. As you can see, things still look good like this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to settings, I'm going to go to graphics, and we're going to be inside here again. Right, now we have this over here. Resampling. Resampling is something I don't really want to talk about because it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Alright, so I leave it at 1 times off, and I highly recommend you do this fucking same thing. This one over here, yeah, I mean, I just want to show you something quickly. If I go to max performance here, right, and I say save, and I go back, cool, look what happens to my game. Okay, so here's a bunch of dead scavs now. Just gonna run here. How are you behind me? Oh, Jesus, so many scabs, dude. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so cool. Just gonna reload my gun again. Right, so that's me live doing that. Let me just fucking reload all my mags. If another scav comes here, I'm going to die while making this video. And I really don't want to come into this raid, and then I spawn somewhere else. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen, but this is my tutorial, and I'm also going to die of starvation. That's great. And I'm busy dehydrating. That's great. I love this. This is fantastic. What is this on right now? View of the North. I'm pretty sure I can fuck up a scav with this. Anyways, so I'm going to go back here, go to settings, and go to graphics, and then come back here. Now, I have this at max performance. At this very moment, I highly recommend turning this off and leaving it the fuck off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this option over here, which is SSR, which stands for Screen Space Reflections. A lot of people actually use this, and I'm not going to lie, a lot of people actually put this at Ultra, and then save it, and I'm going to go back into my game. I accidentally pressed F1. Anyways, so these are reflections that's happening in the game, right? And with my card, looks good. This is a very bad example where I am right now. But I don't want to just run out and just get killed by another fucking scav right now. I honestly don't want to do that. I kind of want to stay in the exact same place while showing you this video and the settings. Okay, so a lot of people do like that being at Ultra, right? So you want to have this at Ultra. If you have a really good GPU, then I highly recommend running this at Ultra. A lot of people like seeing that reflections and stuff like that. So this stands for Screen Space Reflections, and having it at Ultra, you can go ahead and do so. There's not a lot of impact on FPS, depending on the GPU you're running. Okay, it really does depend on the GPU that you're running. We are in 2025 right now, so I do recommend, like, you know, if you are on a budget or whatever the case might be, and you really want to play Tarkov, I highly recommend like trying to save up for a better GPU. If you're running something like a card that's the equivalent to a calculator, or that's equivalent to a Samsung fridge, save up and buy yourself a better card from AMD or Nvidia, whichever one you prefer, right? Okay, so these are the reflections. Okay, so for me, I'll run this like this, and it will run perfectly fine. I won't see much FPS dips in the game, but the new update is very unstable. So I'll just put mine at high and leave it over there. For you guys out there that is like receiving a lot of FPS dips, and you can actually see it while playing the game, because you can actually do this. You press the button under escape to make it more simple, because a lot of people don't even understand this. Anyways, you type FPS and then spacebar 1 and press enter, and it will come up on the right hand side. As you can see there, that's my FPS that I'm doing out of 120. So I'm doing 85, 84, and that's the FPS that I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to go here, go to graphics, and I'm going to come back here right now. All right, now, anisotropic filtering, I don't really recommend turning this off. Per texture, and I'm just going to show you what this does. If you do per texture, I don't know what I'm going to find to show you, like, I'm going to make a really good example for you. Per texture would be something like, I'm hoping this is going to be something that I can show you. So I'm going to do this. Watch what happens. Okay, this is per texture, right? So I'm going to now go to settings, graphics, and go down to off, right? And save it and look at it now. Okay, so I'm going to now look at this newspaper right there, right? So I'm looking at the newspaper, and this, oh my god, come on. Just fuck off. Anyways, I'm going to look at these newspapers, and yeah, I'm just going to go a little bit back, show you these newspapers. Right? Cool. I'm literally paranoid, like, as I'm making this video, because I'm too scared scavs is going to walk up to me and fuck me in the face. Anyway, so newspapers, I'm just going to do it like this. Alright, watch what happens. Per texture. So there's a big-ass E right there. Okay, it's not big, but you can see it. There's an E right there. Okay, so now I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to look like this. And I'm kind of going to look at the E. It will be a little bit better. So I'm looking at the E, right? There we go. This is what you're seeing right now on my screen, and it's doing a full-on, basically 120 FPS. I'm press escape. I'm going to go to settings, go to graphics, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to go to this one over here, and I'm going to go to on, and I'm going to save. Right, now it's on. Now, as you can see, the detail became a little bit more clearer on what I am looking at, okay? Depending on what I'm looking at and what the camera is seeing, makes it more clear, okay? So now I'm going to just make an example to you guys by going to graphics again and come here and then have this at off, okay? Honestly, fun stuff. Okay, so, fuck it, if I die, I could just leave this raid, actually. I could just get killed by a fucking scab, to be honest. Don't care. It's an offline raid, whatever. So, per texture, obviously you will have, like, per texture. So, what you're looking at, I wouldn't put this at off. Okay, don't have this at off. Please don't have this at off over here, alright? Don't have this at off. Okay, so this one over here, like I said, you can have it at on per texture, or you can have it on. Just don't have it at off, because sometimes you get, like, things that you won't be able to see very clear as much as you should be seeing it. As you can see, like, these things become unclear, depending on what the camera is seeing. The newspaper still looks okay, as you can see. It still looks alright. But I'm going to make an example to you quick. And just do this. Go here. And I'm going to go here and go to on and save and go out of it. As you can see, the newspaper actually becomes more clearer. Really? Really? I just want to make my video. Fuck off. So, anyways, back here again, like a Chad. Alright, so, have it like that, and you should be good to go at this very moment. And, yeah. Okay, so, sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just running around. I'm trying to do a live so you can see what happens in my game while I'm actually in the fucking game. Because a lot of people might show you, like, oh, look, you changed this, but they don't show you the in-game while they're playing. Okay? And you don't know the benefits out of this. You won't see an increase in FPS or decrease in FPS, because then you have to test this yourself. Now, I'm testing this for you so you can see what is happening in my actual game. Right. Okay. So, I will have this at on. Please go ahead and have this at on. Then we have no video, reflex, low latency. Okay. Now, this is how this is going to go. On plus boost will be if you are GPU bound. On is if you are CPU bound. Okay? Now, most of my games that I play, when I come into the game, it will be on. Even though I'm running a 14700K and a 4070 Super. Okay? It will leave it at on. Right at this very moment, it's on off. I'm going to put this on, save, and go out. As you can see, I'm doing about 96, 95 right now. And the game's still okay. Perfectly fine. But watch the FPS. It's dipping. 81, 82. I'm just going to keep doing this so I can go back to that setting. 85, 84, 85, 84. Alright, so now I'm going to press escape. Go here. Go to graphics. And now I'm going to turn this off. Watch. Now I'm going to do this. 87, 86, 85, 84, 85, 84. And this is why I say, ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard to bench this game. Right, so there it goes back up to 95. But now watch, it's going to go back. 89. Now I'm doing 90. Like, I'm doing 90. I'm doing the same things over and over. But this is the thing. The time and day changes. That's changing down there. Okay? So the weather changes, things changes in the game, and lighting changes. So that's also why you will dip and tank in FPS. It's because things are literally happening real time while I'm recording this video. It's happening real time in the game, in my offline raid. Right, so what I would recommend you do is, like I said before, I've mined it off. If you are GPU bound, you go on plus boost. If you are CPU bound, you go on. If you don't see any FPS difference and your game still runs perfectly fine on off, just leave it the fuck off and done. Sharpness is your own personal preference. Then your lobby FPS limit, just have it like how yours is preferring it. Then game FPS limit is 120 right now. I don't know why it's on 120. Actually, it's just limited at 144. There we go. Just have that like that, and that should be fine. Now, this is something I want to point out, and it plays a very, very big role on the new update itself. Okay, I highly recommend going here at Streets of Tarkov lower texture resolution mode. Now, when you run Streets of Tarkov, the textures and stuff like that will go to a lower setting, basically, like just in general. Your resolution won't change, but the settings will change. Only on Streets of Tarkov. What any other map you are playing, ladies and gentlemen, it will not change. It will look exactly the same, and everything should be fine over there. So you get this over here, all these little options over here. The only one that I actually use is high quality color. It's the only one that I use in this game. Now, this can also tank FPS. I'm not kidding. But unfortunately, we have to use this because the snow is so eye-blinding that it looks like a flashbang is constantly going off in your fucking eyes. No matter where the fuck you go, the snow is so bad that I want to die. Like I'm coughing now, dying. And here comes another scav. Yeah, I heard you put. Hello? Hello? Oh, I have no ammo in my gun. Oh, that was... That would have sucked. That would have sucked. What was I talking about? Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Right, so, this over here plays a very big role in the game, because especially if the game... Sorry. Alright, so I just had to kill a scav there, and he's dead now. Anyways, so this plays a very big role in the game as well, and it will either decrease your FPS, number one, which it kind of does, and it can help you see better, but it will decrease FPS. This is my sweet spot right now in this game, but on different maps I have to keep changing it. That's my problem. That's one thing I don't like about this game right now at this very moment, is I have to keep changing these things depending on the map that I'm running. Right? So if I'm running streets, I have to change it. If I'm running ground zero, I have to change it. If I'm running woods, I'm so fucking blind on woods, I can't see shit. I can't see players in, like, certain areas because it's so eye-blinding. And it's actually quite pathetic, to be honest with you. It's actually quite pathetic. So, I just want to mention that to you guys. Okay, so, what I would do is play around with this, depending on how you want to set your game. And then just go ahead and save it. This is how I have my settings, and this is how I play my game at this very moment, ladies and gentlemen. So, if any of these settings helped you, especially these over here, these settings, all of these being like this, you should be good to go. I promise you, you should be good to go right now at this very moment. And then, obviously, when you come into game over here, right, and you scroll all the way down, automatic RAM cleaner does exactly what it says, right? So, it will automatically clear the cache that's on your RAM, and this is especially useful for people out there that's running 16 gigs of RAM, okay? A lot of people are telling me, like, in general, that head bobbing is a thing that you don't want to have on, especially you don't want to have it like this, you want to have it like that, all right? So just have it like that, you should be good to go, all right? Then your FOV is your own personal preference. FOV can also tank FPS because FOV is obviously your field of view. This is the distance you can see your gun, your character, and shit like that, and the screen itself. So, for instance, 75 looks like this, okay? If I'm going to change that now, and I go to settings, and I change this to, let's say, 50, and I go back into my game, now I'm much closer, and I'm dying of starvation. That's great. Amazing. Anyways, so I'm going to go back here, go to settings, and I have mine at 75. This is how I like my game, because I can actually now see more on my left and right hand side. You want to see that. You want to see more on your left and right hand side because it's actually an advantage to you if some players like right there, if some players like, if you're going to go like right there and do like a sidestep peek or whatever the case might be, and you do a little sidestep peek, whatever the case might be, but you can see overall much more. And I'm literally dying of starvation right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are back in the settings right now. And yeah, I died of starvation. Yeah, I mean, it's Tarkov. Hello? I died. I mean, if you don't eat, you die. Anyways, so this is what I have over here. So only using your physical cores is only going to then use your physical cores. A lot of people do use this. If you don't have multi-threading happening, it will then start using your physical cores only and not multi-threading. So a physical graph that will be up here, then you could see it start using only that single cores and not multiple cores, but it will still be used because there's background apps obviously running on your computer that's using hyperthreading. So yeah, I would rather just uncheck this in general, because it's still, your CPU will still use the other cores. It will, because your computer is running other apps and they are using those fucking cores. So just put this off, right? Okay, then the rest of the things inside here is obviously your own personal preference. Literally your own personal preference. The sound is your own personal preference. Literally your own personal preference over here. And then your controls. It's your own personal preference, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, this is, you're going to have to play around with this on every single fucking map that you're on right now. And it's kind of stupid because of the snow. And I mentioned that before to you guys. But literally, this is my preference. You can try this out or play around with the settings inside here. You should be good to go. Or you can just turn it the fuck off. It does tank FPS. It really does. I'm not kidding. It tanks FPS if you're not on a higher end GPU. Right. Then obviously your graphics. And this is how I'm running my graphics right now at this very moment. This is how I'm running my game. And it runs perfectly fine. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I am running a 14700K and a 4070 Super. Now, texture quality, I would not go to low. It's either medium or high. That's how you're going to play your game. Medium or high. Low looks very, very shit. Please, for the love of fuck, do not play this game at low. If your game is struggling at low, okay, then there is other ways of like using an upscaling. Of getting your FPS up there and getting your game's quality back. Then you can start using upscalings. Then I would recommend using it. Just don't use this one over here. This one's absolute dog shit. So either this, if you have a RTX card, or this, if you just have an NVIDIA card or an AMD card, you can use an upscaling. Just do not put this at low. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Right, so as you can see here, we have these over here, Streets of Tarkov. I can enable this if I want to, but I don't need to. With my machine right now, it runs perfectly fine. I don't need to do this. And the snow is eventually going to go away. It will eventually go away, and we'll have our performance back, and the game should be running back to normal like it was. I'm hoping. I'm actually hoping that they add, how can I say, things to make the game run better. Instead of adding things to make the game run worse. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so this is how I'm running my game right now at this very moment, and then my post effects like this, and this is how I'm running my game at this very moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, smash the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can't satisfy every single person out there, so whoever watches this video is going to be like, nah, I'm going to dislike this video because, yeah, he's just showing this and that and this and that and this. Look, if you are Tarkov, fuck, I don't know, you stream this every day, or you play this every single fucking day, and you have like certain settings in your game that you're running on your certain machine, leave it down in the comments down below. Your RAM that you're running doesn't need to be the brand. It could be how much RAM you're running, the CPU you're running, and your GPU that you're running. And tell us what settings you are using in game. All right, leave it as a comment down below so that people in my video can actually go down in the comment section down below and be like, okay, cool, this guy's got this machine. I've got a very similar machine to this. Let me run his settings. Right? If you're getting away with good FPS on that type of machine that you are running, leave it down in the comments down below what settings you are running. It will be a great help to everyone out there that's watching this video, and it'll be much appreciated. Yeah. So, to be honest with you guys, being in this raid and going offline the whole time and dying to scavs throwing grenades at me and being shot all the time, this is actually a 3-hour recording. Yeah. It's not going to be a 3-hour video, though. I'm obviously not going to do that to you guys. But, yeah, it took me 3 hours to make this video. Yeah, great stuff. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, smash the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and, yeah, fucking enjoy Tarkov. For now, until they fucking do this whole removal of the snow. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, peace